Hello and welcome back. The next video I'm going to be doing is how to do a monofilament to braid connection, or just lines of different diameters. I've found it works very well for monofilament or fluorocarbon even to braid, both for like when I'm using my normal reels when I'm going braid line to fluorocarbon leader if I'm doing artificial fishing, or when even spooling, when you're putting it on a spool, you usually use monofilament as a backing before you put braid on. I know some people that have used electrical tape, though I found that can still slide and have the line rotate on your spool. So it's called, at least how I've heard it called, it's called a crazy Albright knot. A few different names for it. If you want to see it in very slow motion, animatedknots.com is an amazing site. No question, their picture ones and cartoon animations are very great, but sometimes it's nice to see somebody do it, and I actually have not seen a lot of videos showing this. So this is 20-pound mono and a bright green. This is 30-pound braid in a pink. I wanted the contrast so you could really see how it wraps up in this knot. Now, 30-pound is about an 8-pound equivalent typically in your braids or fused lines. So you take your mono and you create a loop, and you take the braid, you go through the loop, get yourself several inches. Alright, it's easy to cut off the tag ends, no big deal. Alright, now I'll grab the base of the loop here, and then you wrap it at least 5, 7's a little better, going one direction. Alright, it doesn't have to be perfect, just, get it wrapped around there. And then you go back over your wraps. In this case, I want to wrap back over where I went. Same number of times usually, or at least same number. So there's 3. Sometimes you think, oh, I need an extra hand, but it really, a little bit of practice and it goes pretty quick. Alright. Once you've done it, 5 or 7 back, then you go back through your loop there. And basically all the little loops just kind of knot up on themselves. So I'm pulling a little slower so you can see it kind of tightening down on itself. Just like a noose. It clamps down that little loop of monofilament or fluorocarbon there, whatever's the different diameter there. I mean, you can bite down on this. I'm not going to break these just pulling with my hands. But that shows me it's not going anywhere. Alright, I've never had one of these slip off on me. I've never had it break off. That's not to say that can't happen. I'm just saying, by testing it this way, I've never found it to break there. Now, I hang up on an oyster reef or something, no, I'm going to get cut off. The line's going to get cut off. But, then you just come through here, and you cut off the tag ends. Alright, now there's one other benefit to this knot and doing this when you go line to line versus having a snap swivel or a bearing in between your leader line and your main line. And that's this can go through your eyelets on your rod. So I can do 5 or 6 feet of mono or fluorocarbon leader to my main braid line, and when I cut the line to switch lures, I don't have to cut, keep trying to get another leader length put on there, because I can go all morning with a 4 to 5 foot length of fluorocarbon on the end of it, and I'm only losing a couple inches when I tie on a different lure when I switch. So because this is going through my eyelets as I cast, it really doesn't cause any wear or tear on them since it's just line. And so it just keeps you from having to put another leader on. So but also when you reel in a little too much, as some of us like to do sometimes, you don't end up with that swivel smashing into the end of your rod when you get near the end. And I know we've all done it. Try and pretend like you haven't, but we've all done it. And so that way you don't damage your eyelet either. So you just have that little knot of line right there. And very effective. As you saw, fairly simple. It's just a bunch of wraps through the loop and then back over it. And you just tighten down slowly, and then it's not going anywhere. More likely to cut into my finger than I am to break this knot here. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you liked the demonstration. feel free to comment. Thank you.